Have you ever found yourself waking up in the middle of the night worried about the future, unsure of how to handle everyday challenges? You are not alone. In this video, we will discuss how giving your worries to God can transform your life by bringing peace and confidence. Here you will find Christian motivational words and a powerful morning prayer to start your day off right. We will discuss how faith can be an anchor in times of storm, helping you find strength and serenity. Imagine waking up each day with a calm heart, knowing you are not alone in your battles. Are you ready to discover how trusting in God can ease your worries and bring a new perspective to your life? Let's embark on this journey of faith and tranquility together. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, activate notifications so you don't miss any new videos, and if you are interested, at the end of the video, access our exclusive content in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's get started. Have you noticed how worry can consume our mind and heart? It seems that every day we have a new list of things to worry about. It could be work, health, family, or even an uncertain future. These thoughts can make us anxious and take away our peace. But why do we worry so much? Worries act like an invisible weight pressing on our shoulders, making our daily walk difficult. Imagine you are carrying a backpack full of stones. Each worry is another stone you place inside. Over time, this backpack becomes so heavy that it is almost impossible to take a step forward without feeling the fatigue and pain. Let's think about some common situations. Who hasn't worried about bills at the end of the month, or that important presentation at work, and that uncertainty about a loved one's health? These thoughts can wake us up in the middle of the night, making us toss and turn without being able to rest. Often we feel alone in our worries, as if no one else can understand what we are going through. But you are not alone. We all face moments of worry and anxiety. The difference lies in how we handle these moments. When we let ourselves be dominated by these thoughts, we lose the ability to see things clearly and stop enjoying the joyful moments life offers. Now I want you to think for a moment. What worries you today? What is keeping you up at night? Take a pause and reflect. Identifying these worries is the first step to starting to deal with them in a healthier way. This is where our faith comes in. The Bible teaches us that we do not need to carry these stones alone. In Matthew 6:25-34, Jesus reminds us not to worry about tomorrow because each day has its own challenges. He invites us to trust in God, who takes care of us as He takes care of the birds of the sky and the flowers of the field. When we give our worries to God, something incredible happens. We feel immediate relief, as if a weight has been lifted off our shoulders. This does not mean that problems disappear, but our perspective changes. We begin to see difficulties as opportunities to grow and strengthen our faith. So the next time worry knocks on your door, remember that you are not alone. God is by your side, ready to carry your burdens. Trust in Him, give Him your worries, and let the peace that surpasses all understanding guard your heart and mind. Have you ever thought about what it really means to give your worries to God? It sounds like a beautiful idea, but in practice it can be difficult to understand. What does it really mean to trust God with everything that worries us? Let's simplify this together. When we talk about giving to God, we mean trusting that He is in control and that He takes care of us. Imagine a boat adrift in the middle of a storm. Alone, you try to row against the waves, but realize you can't. Then you decide to trust the experienced captain who knows the sea better than anyone. That captain is God. In the Bible, in Philippians 4:6-7, Paul advises us not to worry about anything but to bring everything to God in prayer. When we do this, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, guards our hearts and minds. That's powerful, isn't it? Let's think about some real stories. There are people who have faced great difficulties, such as serious illnesses or financial problems, and found strength by giving their worries to God. The transformation that occurs is incredible. These people not only find peace, but also testify how God acted in their lives in unexpected ways. But how do we do this daily? First, recognize that there are things beyond your control. It's normal to want to solve everything alone, but sometimes we need to accept that we can't. When you feel overwhelmed, stop and pray. Talk to God about your worries as if you were talking to a close friend. Be sincere, tell him everything. Then trust that God is listening and that he has a plan. This can be the hardest part because we like to see immediate results. But remember, God works in his time, not ours. Trust that he is taking care of every detail, even when you don't see changes happening immediately. Giving to God is not a one-time act, it is a continuous process. Every day, remember to give your worries to him. It can be through a morning prayer, during a moment of meditation, or simply when you feel anxiety knocking on the door. Make it a habit. Observe the changes. When you start to trust more in God and less in your own strength, you will notice a difference in your life. The peace that the Bible promises begins to take over your heart. Problems do not disappear, but you face them with a new perspective, knowing that you are not alone. So today I invite you to take a test. Take that worry that has been keeping you up at night and give it to God. Trust him, talk to him, and see how your life can be transformed by this surrender. Benefits of trusting in God. 1. Inner peace. Have you ever stopped to think about how important inner peace is? We live in a hectic world where we are always running from one side to the other, dealing with constant responsibilities and challenges. Often this rush can leave us stressed and without peace. But when we trust in God, something extraordinary happens. We find a deep peace that helps us face any situation. Inner peace does not mean the absence of problems. In fact, we all face difficulties at some point in life, but by trusting in God, we know that we are not alone. He is by our side, guiding our steps and giving us strength. This gives us a sense of calm even in the midst of the storm. Think of a boat sailing in a turbulent sea. The waves are high and the wind is strong, but the captain is confident because he knows the boat is strong and can withstand the storm. When we trust in God, he is the captain of our boat. The storms of life may come, but we remain firm, knowing that he is in control. This inner peace allows us to live more lightly. When we stop trying to control everything around us and give our worries to God, we feel a great relief. We do not need to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. Instead, we can rest assured that God takes care of us and our problems. Moreover, this peace helps us make wiser decisions. When we are calm inside, we can think more clearly and act more thoughtfully. We are not driven by anxiety or fear, but by trust in God. This makes all the difference in how we handle day-to-day situations. Another wonderful aspect of this peace is that it overflows into our relationships. When we are at peace, we treat others with more kindness and understanding. Our positive attitude is contagious to those around us, creating a more harmonious and pleasant environment. If you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious, remember to trust in God. Give him your worries and let his peace invade your heart. You will see how this trust will transform your life, bringing a serenity that goes beyond understanding. And with this peace, you will be ready to face any challenge life presents. 2. Reduced anxiety. Anxiety is an unwanted companion that can arise at any moment, leaving us restless and worried. But trusting in God can be a powerful relief for this burden. When we trust in God, we start to see life differently. Instead of trying to control everything around us, we learn to let God take the reins. This does not mean that we stop doing our part, but rather that we understand that we do not need to carry everything alone. Anxiety often arises from the fear of the unknown and the feeling of being out of control. When we give our worries to God, we acknowledge that he has a greater plan, even when we cannot see the complete picture. This act of faith brings us immediate tranquility because we know that God is in control and taking care of every detail. Let's think of a practical example. Imagine you have an important presentation at work. Anxiety can cause you to lose sleep, worry excessively, and even doubt your abilities. Now, if you trust in God, you can ask for his help and guidance. This trust allows you to calm down, sleep better, and prepare more effectively, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. Additionally, trusting in God teaches us to live one day at a time. The Bible advises us not to worry about tomorrow because each day has its own challenges. When we focus on the present and trust that God will take care of the future, anxiety diminishes. This change in perspective helps us live more fully and consciously. Another incredible benefit of trusting in God is the community support He provides. When we are anxious, talking to friends or church members can be extremely comforting. Knowing that we are not alone and that we have a support network strengthens us. So next time anxiety knocks on your door, remember to trust in God. Talk to Him about your worries, give Him your fears, and trust in His plan. You will see how this trust can transform your life, reducing anxiety and bringing a peace that truly surpasses all understanding. God is in control, and with Him, you can face any challenge with serenity and strength. 3. Strength in adversities. Life is full of ups and downs, and we all face difficult moments. Whether it's a problem at work, a health issue, or a family challenge, adversities are inevitable. But the big question is, how do we deal with them? Trusting in God can be the key to finding strength in these situations. When we face adversities, it is easy to feel overwhelmed and hopeless. It is natural to want to give up or hide from the world. However, by trusting in God, we discover a source of strength that goes beyond our understanding. God gives us the courage necessary to face challenges head-on with confidence and determination. Let's think of some inspiring stories. Job, for example, went through immense losses but kept his faith in God. Even in the darkest moments, he found strength in his faith, and in the end, he was rewarded with greater blessings than he could ever have imagined. Trusting in God helps us see adversities as opportunities for growth. Each challenge we face can teach us something valuable. It may make us more patient, more resilient, or more compassionate. When we place our trust in God, He guides us through these lessons, molding and strengthening us. Additionally, God gives us the strength necessary to move forward, even when everything seems lost. He reminds us that even in our greatest weakness, His strength is sufficient to sustain us. In 2 Corinthians 12:9, Paul writes about how God said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This shows us that we do not need to be strong on our own. We can trust in God's strength. This divine strength manifests in many ways. It can be through a Bible verse that touches our heart, a prayer that brings us peace, or the support of friends and family that God places in our path. Sometimes the simple awareness that we are not alone is enough to give us a boost. Therefore, when life gets difficult and challenges seem insurmountable, remember to trust in God. Allow Him to be your rock and fortress. With God by your side, you can face any adversity with renewed strength. He never abandons us and always gives us the support needed to continue. So keep the faith and move forward, knowing that God is with you every step of the way. 4. Sense of security. We all seek security in our lives, don't we? We want to feel protected, supported, and confident, especially when facing uncertainties and challenges. Trusting in God gives us exactly this sense of security, a deep feeling that no matter what happens, we are in good hands. When we trust in God, we understand that He is always by our side, taking care of us at every moment. Think of it as having an invisible bodyguard, someone who is always present, ready to protect us from any danger. This trust brings us a peace that is difficult to find elsewhere. The Bible is full of promises that reinforce this security. In Psalm 23:4, we read, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." These words are a powerful reminder that even in the darkest moments, we are not alone. God is with us, guiding our steps and protecting us. This divine security extends to all areas of our lives. At work, for example, when facing difficult decisions or stressful situations, we can trust that God will give us wisdom and discernment. In our relationships, we know that He helps us build strong and healthy bonds based on love and respect. Moreover, trusting in God gives us the courage to face the unknown. Life is full of uncertainties, and the fear of the future can be paralyzing. But when we give our worries to God, we find the confidence to move forward, even without knowing exactly what lies ahead. We know that He has a plan for us and that everything is under His control. Another important aspect of this sense of security is the certainty that we are loved unconditionally. No matter our mistakes or failures, God accepts us as we are and offers us His grace. This unwavering love gives us the confidence that we will never be abandoned. So, when insecurity tries to take over, remember that you have a safe refuge in God. He is your fortress, your protector, and your guide. Allow yourself to rest in this certainty, knowing that with God by your side, you can face any challenge. He will never leave you nor forsake you, and with this trust, you can live with a sense of security that transcends any fear or uncertainty. 5. Improvement of relationships. We all want to have healthy and happy relationships, right? But sometimes things get complicated, and conflicts, misunderstandings, and hurts can arise. Trusting in God can make a huge difference in how we relate to others. When we trust in God, we learn to see people through His eyes. This means looking at others with more compassion, patience, and love. Instead of reacting impulsively when something bothers us, we are guided by calm and understanding. This transforms the way we communicate and resolve conflicts. The Bible teaches us the importance of forgiveness and loving our neighbor. In Colossians 3:13 we read, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." When we apply these teachings, our relationships strengthen. Forgiveness paves the way for healing and reconciliation, allowing bonds to be restored and strengthened. Additionally, trusting in God helps us be more humble. We recognize that we are not perfect and that we need God's grace every day. This humility makes us more open to listening and understanding others instead of being quick to judge or criticize. A humble and open attitude creates an environment where relationships can flourish. Another way trusting in God improves our relationships is through the example we set. When we live our faith authentically, it inspires those around us. Our actions speak louder than words, and when we demonstrate love, patience, and kindness, we encourage others to do the same. Thus, our positive attitudes can have a contagious effect, promoting an environment of respect and care. Faith also gives us the strength to face difficult moments in relationships. We all go through challenges, but trusting in God gives us the assurance that we are not alone. He guides us and gives us wisdom to deal with complicated situations, strengthening our bonds even in times of crisis. So, if you want to improve your relationships, start by trusting in God. Ask Him to guide you in your daily interactions, to help you forgive, and to love more deeply. With God by your side, your relationships can become stronger and healthier, bringing joy and peace to your life and to those around you. 6. Direction and purpose. At some point, we all wonder what our purpose in life is. We want to know where we are going and if we are on the right path. Trusting in God gives us the direction and purpose we seek. When we trust in God, we understand that He has a plan for each of us. Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us of this. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This means that even when we do not see the way clearly, we can be sure that God is guiding us. Having this trust gives us a sense of direction. We do not need to feel lost or confused about what to do next. We can ask God for guidance in prayer, read the Bible, and seek wisdom. He shows us the way, gives us signs, and opens doors that we often never imagined. In addition to giving us direction, trusting in God also gives us a clear purpose. We understand that our lives have a greater meaning than just getting through the days. Each of us has a unique role to play, and God equips us with talents and abilities to fulfill this purpose. This brings a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that goes beyond the material. Following God's purpose for our lives does not mean it will always be easy. There will be challenges and moments of doubt, but the difference is in knowing that we are not alone. God is with us, giving us strength and courage to keep going. And by trusting in Him, we find the motivation to continue, even when things get tough. Trusting in God also helps us make wiser choices. When we are aligned with His purpose, our decisions reflect this direction. We start to act more responsibly and intentionally, knowing that our actions have a significant impact. So if you are feeling lost or purposeless, turn to God. Ask Him to guide your steps and reveal His plan for you. With God by your side, you will find the direction and purpose you seek. And by following this path, you will live a fuller and more meaningful life, knowing you are exactly where you are supposed to be. We all need motivation to face the day-to-day, and Christian motivation offers a powerful and inexhaustible source of strength and inspiration. When we trust in God and follow His teachings, we find a motivation that goes beyond the simple desire to achieve personal goals. First, daily reading of the Bible can provide a great boost. The scriptures are full of messages of hope, courage, and love. Passages like Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me," remind us that with God, we can overcome any challenge. Moreover, prayer is a fundamental practice. Starting the day with a morning prayer connects us with God and prepares us to face adversities with a positive perspective. Asking for strength, wisdom, and patience helps us deal better with the difficult situations that arise. Participating in a Christian community is also vital. Surrounding yourself with people who share the same faith provides support and encouragement. These relationships remind us that we are not alone and that we can count on mutual support. Thus, by trusting in God and practicing these actions daily, we find the motivation needed to live fully and face challenges with confidence and serenity. Starting the day with a powerful morning prayer can transform the way we face our daily challenges. Prayer is a special moment to connect with God, ask for guidance, and give thanks for another day of life. When we wake up and dedicate a few minutes to talk to God, we open our hearts and minds to receive His blessings and guidance. A morning prayer can be simple, but full of meaning. Thank for everything you have, ask for strength to overcome difficulties, and wisdom to make good decisions. A powerful prayer can be like this: Lord, thank you for this new day. I ask that you guide me, give me strength and wisdom. May I face the challenges with courage, and may your peace always be with me. Amen. This moment of connection gives us a sense of peace and security, reminding us that we are not alone. The morning prayer prepares us to face the day with a calm heart and a focused mind, knowing that God is by our side every step of the way. Try it and see the difference it makes in your life. We have reached the end of this video, and I hope you found inspiration and comfort in everything we discussed today. Remembering that we can give our worries to God, trust Him, and find strength, peace, and purpose is something that can deeply transform our lives. By trusting in God, you discover a peace that surpasses all understanding, a strength that sustains you in adversities, and a clear direction to follow. You learn to live with less anxiety, with healthier relationships, and with a sense of security that accompanies you every step of the way. Now I encourage you to apply what we discussed in your daily life. Start your mornings with a powerful prayer, ask God for guidance, and trust that He has a perfect plan for you. In moments of doubt or difficulty, remember that you are not alone. God is always by your side, ready to guide and strengthen you. If this video touched your heart, share it with friends and family. Let's spread this message of faith and trust in God, helping more people find peace and purpose in their lives. Don't forget to leave your comment, share your experiences, and how trusting in God has made a difference in your life. See you in the next video, and may God bless you abundantly.